Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we will be looking at AQA AS Psychology 2016 Paper 1 Example Answers for Social Influence, which you need to know for AQA A-Level Psychology. I hope you enjoy this video and find it helpful. Let's get started. Please note that these answers have been produced with knowledge of the mark scheme but have not been approved by the mark scheme themselves. There are 3 assessment objectives, AOs, in psychology. In this video they are color-coded. AO1 Knowledge, purple. AO2 Application, blue. AO3 Evaluation, red and green. In AS there are 12 mark questions, instead of 16 mark questions. For the purpose of this video and to avoid confusion for A-Level, the 12 mark questions have been turned into 16 mark questions. Question 1. Name 3 behaviors that enable a minority to influence a majority. 3 marks. Commitment, consistency, and flexibility. Question 2. Marcus wants to persuade his group of friends to go traveling in the summer, but the rest of the group would like to go on a beach holiday. Briefly suggest how Marcus might use the 3 behaviors that you have identified in your answer to question 1 to persuade his friends to go traveling. 3 marks. Marcus could show consistency by keeping on repeating the same message about how great it would be to go traveling. Marcus could show commitment by explaining how he is taking time and working hard to plan the traveling trip and saving for the trip. Marcus could show flexibility by listening to the others and agree to going on a beach holiday at the end of the traveling trip. 10 A-Level students took part in a study of attitudes to Milgram's research on obedience. They were asked about the value of Milgram's research and about ethical concerns with Milgram's research. For each student, the researcher recorded 2 scores out of 10, a value of research score and an ethical concern score. A high value of research score means the student thinks Milgram's research was very valuable, and a high ethical concern score means that the student thinks that Milgram's research caused many ethical concerns. The findings are shown in Table 1 below. Question 3. How many students have a value of research score of 6? Shade 1 box only. 1 mark. A. 2 students. B. 3 students. C. 4 students. D. 5 students. A. 2 students. Question 4. Give the mode for both sets of scores in Table 1. 2 marks. Mode for value of research. Mode for ethical concern. Mode for value of research, 6. Mode for ethical concern, 7. Question 5. The mode is one type of descriptive statistic. Identify 2 other descriptive statistics that could be used to further analyze the data in Table 1. In each case, explain how the descriptive statistics you have identified could be calculated. 4 marks. Median could be calculated by arranging the scores in order, then choosing the numerical midpoint between 5th and 6th score. Range could be calculated by taking the lowest score from the highest and adding 1. Question 6. The study in question 3 involves self-report. Outline what is involved in self-report. 3 marks. Self-report techniques are non-experimental research method where a researcher asks a participant to give or provide information and details about their opinions, thoughts, feelings, experiences, beliefs and behaviors, usually in relation to a particular topic, responding to questions on a questionnaire, during interview, or self-reporting and recording in a diary or journal. Question 7. Outline asker's findings in relation to 2 variables affecting conformity. Briefly explain 2 limitations of asker's conformity research. 8 marks. One variable that Ask found to affect conformity was group size. Ask varied the number of Confederates between 1 and 15 to see how group size influenced conformity. Ask found that with just one Confederate, conformity dropped to 3%, with Confederates conformity dropped to approximate 13%, and with 3 Confederates, conformity was 32%. Any more Confederates made little difference to the conformity rate. Therefore, group size does affect conformity rates, as when the majority group size increases, so does conformity, but only to a certain point. A second variable that Ask found to affect conformity was unanimity, the extent to which members of the majority agree with one another. Ask introduced a truthful Confederate or a Confederate who was dissenting but inaccurate to observe the effect of breaking unanimity. When one Confederate was instructed to give the correct answer throughout, the rate of conformity dropped to 5%. When one Confederate gave a different incorrect answer to the majority, the rate of conformity dropped to 9%. Therefore, unanimity does affect conformity, as when a naive participant had support for their beliefs, it was easier to resist the pressure to conform, and if the group's unanimous position was broken or disrupted, regardless of whether the answer was correct or incorrect, then conformity was reduced, as both enabled the naive participant to behave more independently. A limitation of Asker's research is that his study lacked population validity. The sample consisted of college students. Students often care more about what others think of them compared to the older generation, and therefore are more likely to be affected and influenced by social pressures. This is a limitation because it suggests that the findings of the study cannot be generalized to the wider population and the older generation, who may be less worried about fitting in. Another limitation of Asker's research is that his study suffered from gender bias. The sample consisted of males only. Netto, 1995, suggested that women might be more conformist, possibly because they are more concerned about social relationships and being accepted. An all-female group or mixed group, do both males and females, might have a different result outcome to the results gained from Asker's study. This is a limitation because it suggests that the findings of the study cannot be generalized to the wider population and other genders, e.g. women. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this. Bye.